Boom! What's going on, everyone? This is Steve Larsen. Welcome back to Sales Funnel Radio. Excited for today's episode. I'm going to teach you guys how I reduce noise in my head and keep momentum.
I've spent the last 4 years learning from the most brilliant marketers today. And now I've left my 9-to-5 to take the plunge and build my $1 million business. The real question is, how will I do it without VC funding or debt, completely from scratch? This podcast is here to give you the answer. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my online business using only today's best internet sales funnels. My name is Steve Larsen, and welcome to Sales Funnel Radio.
Hey, this is a fun episode. I actually have been really stoked to do this. I've thought a lot about this episode. At Funnel Hacking Live, it's actually like 2 or 3 days beforehand, Russell reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to speak for another 5-10 minutes?" And on one of the last days, and I said, "Sure, absolutely." And he said, "What I want you to talk about is your concept." He's like, "What do you call it? It's where you just learn a little bit at a time." I was like, "Oh, I know what you're talking about." Okay. So I'm gonna walk through that real fast with you guys. First of all, you have to understand something about like. My head moves very quickly, and I have a hard time turning it off to go to sleep. I have a hard time focusing on things sometimes. When I do focus, it's hyper insane focus, right? A lot of times I'll pop music on because it quiets my head, and then it's like crazy focused with a magnifying glass kind of energy on one task, whatever it is that I'm doing. One of the things that I had a really hard time with at the beginning of this, about 6-7 years ago when I started trying to be an entrepreneur, was noise, just head noise, right? You got noise coming out from all different angles, right? Not only is it noise internally from you trying to understand some new concept you've never heard of before, but that you know is crucial, right? Not only are you hearing noise in your own head, I hope this works, I hope this is good, right? I hope this is the product. This product clearly is the thing that I need to be selling. Right? But then there's all this external noise. You get noise from friends and from family who don't quite get what you're trying to do. Is this the one that's going to work? Is this the one that's, yeah, this is the one, right? And then you get other noise from people who are actively trying to sway you from not doing your dream and your goal. And that noise, even though usually it's not that many people in your life, a handful of them can cause more noise than everything else. And so there's just noise all over the place, and it is frustrating sometimes, and it's hard to move forward sometimes, and I get that. And one of the things I started doing, it actually was born out of frustration on my end. So what I want to teach you guys is the kind of the process that I go through on a regular basis to reduce the noise in my head, gain insane clarity, and keep momentum high inside of my business. And it's a little bit of an exercise that I encourage you to run through once every 3 to 6 months, okay? Especially part of it here. Some of it I do pretty much every day. But part of it though, I make sure I come back to it every 3 to 6 months. So anyways, I want to walk you guys through this. And this actually started when I started beating myself up for being broke still. I remember I was riding my bike home from college one day, and I'm not gonna lie, like I had a lot to learn, and I was saying statements in my head like, "Well, I know what I do in that guy's business. I know what I do in that guy's business. Why?" But I was broke. Like I know exactly how I'd go handle that guy's business. Like why is this business being that? Why is But I'm the guy who's broke. Like how hilarious is that, right? And I started asking myself like, dude, why are you still broke? Right? Why are you still broke? What is wrong with you? Something has got to be wrong with you because you've been studying this now for like 2 years, right? And your wallet still is pretty darn thin, right? Why isn't it working? And I spent a long time trying to answer that question. And a few things happened. Number one, what I realized right there on that bike was that I was stuck in these learning loops. I was actively learning and seeking and studying. And I mean, I was learning a lot, and I truly did feel like I knew what to go do in this person's business or that person, right? That would help increase their sales. But I myself, though, was still broke, right? And what was happening was I was going and I was learning and I was reading and I was studying for the sake of feeling the semblance of motion, but not actually moving. You guys know what I'm talking about? I was stuck in learning loops. So I'm going to teach you guys some things here real fast that I think will really help you dramatically get clarity on what it is that you're trying to gain in your life. The question that scared me the most when I first started this was, Stephen, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to have when you grow up? And it was scary when people asked me that question because it felt so final, right? I don't want to say what I want and only stick to that. I want to have some flexibility. I want to be able to go in and develop different things. And if I have an interest over here in this space, I want things this, you know what I mean? And so it scared me, and it was a false belief I kind of had to overcome there for a while. And it was challenging. It actually was not just a whole bunch of false beliefs about money. I had to recreate my relationship with money. That was a big one. But also like what I wanted, and the fact that because you're an entrepreneur, you can do different things. Right? There's something to focus in getting something done, but that doesn't mean that you can't go build other things as well. And we'll talk about that in just a little bit here. Anyway, so here is, there's five steps that I run through on a pretty repeated basis that keeps me extremely focused and grounded. I have got more done in the last year, not just because I'm working on my own, kind of 9 to 5, but the last 6, 7, 8 months, far more has gotten done than the first 3, 4, 5 months on my own. Even though I was hustling like crazy, I was barely sleeping, I was just getting the products out the door, I was selling, making sure we were gonna die in a gutter, you know what I mean? Like it was that scary moment for a while where you're like, crap, no one really bought off the webinar that time, like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna work? Crap, and anyway. All right, so here are 5 things that will reduce the noise in your head and it will massively increase the momentum in your business. Okay, so here's number 1. You have got to. There is no way around this. Number 1, and these are in order, okay? Number 1, you have got to. Let me see if I can. Hopefully there's no glare. That's a little glare, but you guys get it right. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Okay, number 1. You have got to. Oh, and no one can even see that. All right, here we go. Without question, here it is. Okay, number 1, you have to declare your goal. Okay, declare what you want. Okay, what you want. Okay, declare what you want. If you don't know what you want, nobody else knows how to support you. What's funny is that like the moment you start declaring what it is that you want in your life, things begin to conspire for your sake. And it's because people finally know what it is that you're doing, or at least a little bit, and they start coming to your aid to help you actually build your stuff. Okay, but nobody can do that if they don't know what you're going to build in the first place. Okay, so the scary question people have about this, or the scary thing about after seeing this is, just like I was saying, Steven, does that mean that everything I do is final and I can't change ever? No, that does not mean that at all. In fact, after I stop this episode, I'm going to make another one teaching you guys a little bit about focus, okay? When it's okay to bring on something else. Yes, it is, okay? Okay to bring that. Okay, so anyways, number 1, though, you have to be able to declare what is it you want. I've gone so far as to every year I declare my public goal, okay? And so this past year, right, every January, I drop out a podcast episode declaring, here's my goal, and it's one of the scariest things I do. But number 1, declare where you're going. Where are you going? Number 2, okay, you have got to have brutal honesty in where you currently are in relation to what you want. Where are you right now? Brutal honesty, right? That's why I get so fiery when someone like goes to rent a Lamborghini to take a picture in front of it so they can post it, so they can front and make it like increase their status. You know what I'm saying? Because of the sake of the picture, and they feel like that is what causes success in business. That crap drives me nuts, okay? That is not helpful at all. And right, I'm not saying if you have a Lambo, that's a bad thing. I'm saying when you feel like you need to be somebody else, that's a bad thing. Okay, the internet lets you be you louder, lets you be you on a louder version of yourself. That's what's so awesome and beautiful about this space. Okay, number 2, you need clarity, right? Massive honesty. Honesty in your current position. Okay, honesty in your current spot. Okay, I have to have honesty in my current spot where I am, which also means where I'm not. Okay. Brutal honesty. Okay, right? When I realized, oh my gosh, Steven, like you're broke. I wasn't saying to myself, you're not that broke. You know what I mean, right? Or when I realized I needed to lose some weight, right? I was 35% body fat in high school, 35, and I had a double chin. I was working on a triple. I was only 5'6". I grew 6 inches later on that year. But anyways, it was crazy. I sprouted up like crazy, but I was working on a triple chin, very obvious one. And I didn't sit back and say, well, you're not that fat. No, I was like, Larsen, you're fat. Okay? Larsen, you're broke. Steve, you're broke. Right? Be honest about it. Stop trying to sugarcoat it. Okay? Hey, I'm bad at building funnels or whatever it is. I suck at traffic. I do suck at traffic. That's why I say that. It's truth. I don't want to try and get good at it. Okay. Some things you have to address in your life in order to move forward. And other things you can outsource. Traffic is one of them. Okay. Anyway, when I got kicked out of college, my first semester of college because I failed out. Okay. I got honest with myself. Larsen, you're dumb. You're not that dumb. No, man, I was stupid, right? I didn't know how to learn. I had to learn how to learn. And it was challenging. It was one of the most hard periods of my entire life. Okay, that was really rough. I came back 4 years later, had to reapply, and almost got straight A's the rest of college. Okay, but I worked my face off to try and learn how to learn. It was an active pursuit of mine. That's not gonna happen on accident. Okay, I'm like, Larsen, you're fat, you're dumb, or whatever. Stop sugarcoating it. Okay, if you suck at building funnels, don't front like you're good at it. Okay, if you're terrible at I'm not saying this is a pity party. I gotta just constantly be beating myself up for the sake of honesty. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying if you are not brutally honest in where you are, you cannot do number 3. Okay, number 3 is this. Okay, I call it just in time learning. Okay, it's just in time learning. Just in time learning, meaning I'm only gonna learn just in the amount of time that I need it, right? If I don't need to know anything about SEO, I am not going to learn it, right? You imagine this on like a graph, right? If I know I'm coming up here and this is the whole goal, right? Number one's the goal up here, and I've gotten brutally honest in where I am, and I'm like, okay, this is where I need, oh crap, I'm actually down here, right? I'm not gonna solve problems that are over here. I'm not gonna solve problems that are halfway up the path. I solve the next problem that's directly in front of me. Directly in front of me. Okay? I'm gonna be annoying here so you remember it. Okay? This is the way entrepreneurship works. It is a faith-based game. Okay? I see the peak. I do not see the path. You guys remember I did a podcast episode a little bit ago about that? The path doesn't really matter because you can't see it anyway, right? The only thing you can see is like the first 1, 2, 3 steps in front of you. Everything else in the middle is dark. You can't even see it. It's not even existent. You just know it's kind of there. Okay, you just know it's kind of there and that's it. So when someone says to me like, Steven, I need to know all the pieces. Steven, I need to know all of the secrets before I can take any kind of step forward. I'm like, you're not gonna win, all right? We'll pop a bear moment here, all right? You're not gonna win. You will not make it in this game if you need to know all the pieces before you get started. Okay, welcome to entrepreneurship. You are in the business of solving problems. Okay, I am so tired of the saying that, well, a CEO reads a book a week. Great, you aren't a CEO. Okay, you cut that crap out because you have to understand, a CEO, yes, they're studying, they're learning, they're reading, they're consuming. A CEO is not in the same business that an entrepreneur is in. A CEO is in the business of systems and right? I mean, I did an episode a little bit ago about that, right? A CEO is in the business of building and tweaking systems. An entrepreneur is in the business of problem solving, right? Which means you shouldn't be all over the place just studying for the sake of it. Knowledge is power. No, it's not. Okay, doing something with knowledge is power, right? And so what you do is you learn for the one step in front of you. Okay. I see where I'm going. I see where I am. I'm honest about that. And here's the next single step that I need to be learning for. Do I know everything in order to place this next step on the ground? Boom. Yes, I do. Oh, cool. All right, here comes the next one. Oh, and check that out. A new step 3 kind of started to appear a little bit. And then I can go and raise my foot and start to take the next step. And I'm like, do I know how to place my foot on the next step? I don't. Crap. Okay, now let me go read. Now let me go listen to podcasts. Let me go listen to courses and gurus to hunt and answer. Not generally. I'm not going to go learn for the sake of it. I'm not learning just because it's interesting. I'm learning to place my foot in the next step. Boom. Oh, awesome. Does that make sense? This is 100% how it's done. If you guys hear my kid crying in the back, I'm sorry. Okay, but this is how it's done. You guys got to stop learning because of it. Just like I'm not making fun of SEO. I'm not making fun of traffic. But I'm telling you, it is not on the path that I need to know. It's not on the path. It's not my role. I'm in the business of solving problems. Okay, and the problem that I'm solving has nothing to do with SEO. The problem that I'm solving has nothing to do with a logo in order to create cash. I'm sorry, it's just not on the path. I don't need it. Okay, I made a ton of money without having a logo. Okay, I don't need. You understand what I'm saying? An official color scheme and color Color palette. Like, no, I don't need any of that stuff. That's not what causes cash anyways. Okay? You understand what I'm talking about? It's not to offend anybody. But so many of you guys are out there and you're just like studying and learning and reading and going, consuming. It's like, no wonder you feel like your wheels are spinning. You have no idea what you want. You have no honesty in where you are because you're just new goal, shiny object, right? You're all over the place. And then number 3, because you don't know these 2 anchor points, how can you know the next step? You can't. All right. Here's the next one. Number 4. Number 4 is all you need to know about kind of that dark middle ground that you will not see. Because you're only going to see the first 2 or 3 steps. Right? Every time I launch any kind of project, I have an idea, right? I plan it. We plan it, the funnel team goes, they build it. And then in the middle of that last like 20% to get it out the door, there's a ton of stuff I was never planning on. It happens every time. I expect it now. It doesn't freak me out. I just deal with it. Right? And the reason why it's okay is because of number 4 here. Number 4 is this. You have got to be able to know the model that you are following. I'm talking about the industry model. The industry model that you are following, okay? Know the industry model that you follow, okay? You follow. Okay, know the industry model that you follow. For example, okay, here's what I mean. If you're selling e-com, right, what you have to ask yourself is, are there other people largely selling what I'm selling? The answer for every person listening or hearing this right now is yes. Okay, yes, there are. If you are shipping a product, other people have proved how to ship a product and create a business model, not just a funnel, a business model around how to ship stuff successfully, right? Other people have already proved out how to do that. Or if you're selling supplements, I don't care if you're selling a brand new supplement. Other people are also selling supplements, right? Take one step back and look to see what the industry has proven to go sell, right? Like I'm in the info product model space, right? I follow the info product model, right? Which means a lot of my decisions are already made for me. When you guys like a lot of, I actually, funny enough, in the last month, there's been many people who've reached out and said, Steven, I'm concerned that it looks like you're working maybe a bit too hard. And I want to slap them, first of all. Second of all, the ghost is in the machine, man. Like there's so many decisions that are already made. That's why my speed is so fast. That's one of the major reasons why my speed is so fast. Since I'm in the info product model, another way to think of it is like the value ladder. What's the info product traditional value ladder that exists out there, right? At the bottom, there's a podcast, right? And then there's a book, and then there's some course, and then there's some high ticket thing. Sweet. Well, I'm going to go start here in the course area, and once I prove out that concept, what should I go do next? I don't have to ask myself the question of what product should I launch next? No, everyone in the info product space goes and they make a book next. So guess what I'm doing? We're writing a book. Okay? Everyone in the info product space, like they're publishing because it's info. Okay? So guess what? I've got a podcast. Okay? Watch what's coming next. I'm just following the freaking model that's been proven forever in that space. That's what I'm trying to help you guys. Like number 4, if you don't know the model that best suits what is it you're selling, even though if your product's brand new, okay, I can hear people saying, well, I'm different. No, you're not. Okay. What I need you to do is you need to go back and need to see how have people in my space proved out the best way to sell the thing that I'm selling. Okay. So supplement or e-com or B2B or retail, right? There's a model that says how to best make sales happen on the internet, even in the retail space. Do you know it? No wonder you feel like you're spinning. Do you want it? Yeah. Do you know what it is? No. No wonder you feel like you don't know the next step. Or Steven, I wish I just had more information, right? Or the ones I hear a lot are things like, is this product good enough to sell? And I'm like, dang, man, I'm not in your industry. So I'm not gonna know the answer to that. And I'm not even the one buying your thing. Stop asking me. Okay, go drop it out to your dream customers. It's a bit of a forward episode here, but I just like this stuff. If you just follow these 5 things, it seriously will massively decrease the noise in your head, and it will also increase your speed like crazy, which leads to number 5. Okay, number 5 right here is this. Okay, and then I'll walk through this here real fast again just to recap. Number 5 is once every 3 to 6 months ish. What I do is I like to ask myself the question. This is the question. How can I increase my speed? How can I increase my speed? And sorry that cut off there a little bit on the whiteboard. How can I increase my speed? Okay, money loves speed. Money likes speed a lot. I'm just one guy. How can I increase my speed? I remember shortly after I left my employment, I was on a flight back from pitching at an audience. It was cool. I sold 20% of the room, which is great, and yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it was I was celebrating for sure. But what was fascinating is on the flight back, I started panicking a little bit because I realized, like, just me as a one person, like I was the only person at all in my company at all. Just being the only person, I could not fulfill even on the 20% orders to a level that I wanted to. Okay, and it freaked me, and I got nervous. I was like, "Oh my gosh! Like I'm having a hard time. Look how much time it's taking me to fulfill on what I sold, even to just that 20%. How on earth could I scale a business where I'm selling millions of dollars, right? Like now, how on earth could I do that?" And so what I had to ask myself is like, what if I know kind of like the info product model, and I'm looking to see, okay, everyone in the info product space or supplement or e-com or whatever it is that you're in, okay? But I was asking myself, what in the info product space, okay, I'm looking to see, these are the products that they put out. These are like, okay, what systems in my business would be required in order for me to pull that off, right? How can I increase my speed? That is when I started hiring people. That is when I started getting actual systems for support. That's when I actually started getting things like more like a fulfillment center to actually ship stuff out. That's when I actually started systemizing more things. We're still doing that, obviously, and we've gone back and forth between the marketing and the systems dance, right? Marketing systems. Okay. But I need you to understand this, though. This is a huge principle. If you can every time I ask the question, how can I increase my speed? Typically, and maybe it's just because I'm a funnel builder, the answer to the question, how can I increase my speed, has little to do with me getting more sales. Typically, it has a lot for me to do with building out systems to handle more sales, okay? Getting the more sales piece is not the hard part, especially if you do what I'm talking about and you're actually publishing, actually doing those things they're talking about. Okay, you have to understand, like, the systems is usually, for me, the thing that can increase my speed the most. So I usually go and I hire more. So I recently asked myself this question on the way back from Funnel Hacking Live, and as a result of that, we hired another person and to increase my speed with product, which is awesome. And every time I ask myself that question, it's always uncomfortable because something in my business structure usually has to change and I have to be more malleable, which is kind of crazy. So anyways, guys, those are the 5 questions. That will help drastically reduce the noise in your head, because when you know where you're going and you have honesty in where you are, it gets really easy to figure out the next single greatest problem that you should be solving in your business at any time. Anytime. Anybody can ask me, Steven, what's the problem you're trying to solve right now? And I can tell you what it is. Okay, I can tell you exactly what it is because it's the next thing that's always on my mind, right? Step, 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 and I'm not looking up any further, okay? I might spot check every once in a while to look at the model of the industry that I'm following. Okay, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. Okay, next, okay, boom, boom, then head back down. Boom, 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 and doing the work. And my speed is dictated a lot of times by how well I can kind of quantify the next question that I'm trying to solve. Does that make sense? Where am I going? Where am I now? What's the next thing only that I need to learn for? And I might already know the answer. It's not that it has to take 3, 4, 5, 10 months, whatever. It can be an afternoon or an hour, okay? Oh, set up this system. Cool, done. Solve that problem. What's the next problem? What's the next problem? What's the next problem? What's the next problem? Okay? Where am I going? Where am I now? What's the next thing only I need to be focusing on? Number 4, what's the model that I'm following? It's a loose guide, right, along the path. What's the model? It's like a blueprint. I'm not going to know all the details, but I know enough to move forward, right? It's kind of a 30,000 foot view. The industry typically has said that the success is most likely caused when you do these 3 things in your business, right? Or whatever that is for yours. Okay, where am I going? Do I know? Can I quantify that? Have I declared it? Honesty in where I am, which means honesty in where I'm not. The next single step for me, okay? The blueprint, if I kind of have an idea of the blueprint along the way. And then number 5, is there a way I can increase my speed? I don't really believe in shortcuts. I do believe, though, you can increase your speed on the path. Okay, there's not real shortcuts. Not always. Anyway, I spent too much. I feel like people look for shortcuts too long, and instead could have just done the actual work. Would have been faster. Anyway, guys, that's it, my friends. Gain clarity in where you're going. Your audience can't follow you if you don't know the answers to these things. And it's really hard for you to raise a banner and to know what you stand for and for people to come and support you. It's hard for everything around you to start to conspire for your sake if you can't know these simple questions. So gain clarity. I challenge you, I dare you to go in and repeatedly, until you know these questions from memory, just keep these up on your wall, like your actual wall. Like go write them down, put it on your wall. Where am I going? Name your goal. That's why I do that every January, right? Where am I right now? Brutal honesty. What do I need to be doing next to hit the goal? At all times, be able to know what that question is. That question, number 3, changes frequently. That's the one that changes often. Okay. Number 4, that really doesn't change that much. But if you don't know the answer to it, that's some scary crap. Number 5, how can I increase my speed? Every 3 to 6 months, I drop myself that question again, and boom, 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 boom. My speed massively goes up. So anyways, hopefully that's helpful, my friends. And my new little tagline and the theme for OfferMind is, I'll just end with it. It's get rich and do good. All right, my friends. We'll see you later. Bye.
Boom. If you're just starting out, you're probably studying a lot. That's good. You're probably geeking out on all the strategies also, right? That's also good. But the hardest part is figuring out what the market wants to buy and how you should sell it to them, right? That's also what I struggled with for a while until I learned the formula. So I created a special mastermind called an OfferMind to get you on track with the right offer and, more importantly, the right sales script to get it off the ground and sell it. Want to come? There's small groups on purpose so I can answer your direct questions in person for 2 straight days. You can hold your spot by going to offermind.com. Again, that's offermind.com.